Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video of your channel Sav.io.techie. I'm your host Savio and today we'll be discussing about the Kanban board and the Scrum board for your Jira software. Stay tuned. So for a Kanban and a Scrum board, basically these are the two types of ways which help team organize and visualize their working style. So for the Kanban, let's just have a look what Jira has to say. The Kanban, the Japanese word for visual signal, is all about helping team visualize their work, limit work currently in progress, and maximize efficiency. So basically, a Kanban is a visual system of managing and organizing work. It is based on the principle of lean manufacturing and was developed by Tokyo in 1940. Yeah, so it's the oldest one out there. So in a Kanban system, work is represented by or cards on a board. So and the board is divided into columns that represent the different stages of work. So basically statuses from the workflow are basically mapped to these particular columns, and then cards are then moved from one column to another, and so which can easily help us understand and have a look on the work progress. And this also allows all team members to see the statuses of each task and to identify the bottleneck or areas that needs attention. And for the Scrum board, let's see what Jira has to say. So Scrum template helps team to work together using sprints to break down large complex projects into bit-sized pieces of value. So basically a Scrum board or a Scrum is a framework for managing and completing complex projects. So it is based on the principle of agile software development and was first defined in a paper by Jeff and Ken in 1995. So in Scrum, work is organized into small cycles called as sprints. So for a Scrum project or for a Scrum board, we get the ability of managing sprints, and the team hold daily stand-up meeting to discuss the process and identify the issues, and team also have a Scrum master which facilitates the process and remove any obstacles that may prevent the team from making progresses. And to differentiate between a Scrum and a Kanban board, let's just navigate to a project first. Okay, so we are in a company managed project. You can read it from here. It says we are in a company managed project, and currently we are in a Kanban board. So how do we know whether this is a Kanban board? So if you'll check on the project side panel, it says the Kanban board, and we do not get the option of complete sprints over here. But when I navigate to a Scrum board, currently we do not have a Scrum board for this one, but let's just quickly create a Scrum board for this particular project. So click on create board. You can also get the function of creating a Scrum board from the ellipsis that is on the right of the project or the board area. It says create board. Click on create a Scrum board. If you want to create the board with the sample data, you can select this option. It will generate some issues with the board itself. Those are the cards, and let's just create the board with the empty data without any data. Create on the board, and it gives us three options: whether you want to create board with a new software project, or whether you want to create a board from the existing project, or whether you want to create the board from an existing filter. But for the time being, we'll be selecting the board for the existing project, and we'll be selecting the same project, that is Learn by Sav. So I'll be selecting this one, hitting next. I'll be naming it as Scrum board, and I'll be selecting the project as LWS, that's the project key for Learn with Sav, and I'll be hitting on click board, create board. So once the board is created, it lands me to the backlog section of the Scrum board. But in order to get to the main board area, I'll be clicking on the active sprints. So you see we also have the columns the same way we have the columns in the Kanban board, but how this is different. So as mentioned earlier, Scrum board gives us the ability, or gives the team the ability, to break down bigger projects or the complex projects into smaller pieces. So you see, we get the option of complete sprint over here, and we get the active sprints as the board name for the Scrum board, and we also get the backlog section wherein we can dump all our data, and then we can create or manage sprints, and then we can run multiple sprints for this particular Scrum board. But if I navigate to a Kanban board, which is this one, it does not give me the option of complete sprint, because it does not provide the functionality of managing sprints. And for the Kanban board, it is basically for the teams who are just looking for managing work from, dragging from one status to another. We also get the columns over here, but to identify or the differentiate between the two is always check for the name or the project side panel. It will always say Kanban board for a Kanban board and active sprints for a Scrum board. You can also check the complete sprint option for a Scrum board, and the complete sprint option will not appear for the Kanban board, and this is just specific to company managed project. I have also published a blog on my LinkedIn channel on Kanban board and a Scrum board. Please feel free to review and let me know how you feel about this video. Take care.